I guess two questions. I really have three, but I'll narrow it down to two. Question number one, as far as next steps are concerned, is there any reason to believe that Senator Polistina will stop or not take a next step? And then my second question is next steps with regards to the NAACP. What is our next step to make sure that this doesn't happen?
So I don't think that the senators, I think he'll do this, if I were guessing. He would let this fire die down, dust off some other idea similar, and then represent. Guessing, I don't know. I'm not in his head. What the NAACP has to do, and the reason why I'm here, is you have to be armed and ready. So when the next round come in, you can spring. You know, you have the ammunition now. You have a collective voice, that's for certain. A very powerful one on top of that. So just be ready and keep yourself informed and educated on what's going on. And of course, if I could add to it, ask him. He's your representative. Remember, it's about service. He should be trying to provide a service to you, the community. So ask him, to our journalists in the room. Ask him, get a quote from him. What did you mean by these things? I read it verbatim. So there's no misrepresenting or out of context. And I would make this available to either one of you. You can read it in full, take copies of it, whatever you want to do. The reality is that I wanted to make sure that I didn't misquote him and I didn't take anything out of context. These are his words. This is his idea. Let him defend it. And if he can't defend it, stand by and wait for the round two and see if that comes. But meanwhile, when time comes, vote. What's your third question? I'm dying.
Okay. So actually, this might be more for our esteemed president. You say that you don't want to say it's a political issue. Would you dare say it's an issue of resources? He stood up.
Everything is political as far as that's concerned. But I'm saying in terms of how we're framing it, we don't want it to be pushed into the corner and say it's only politics. Because when you say that, then people disregard the other things that are involved. Yeah, so because people say politics, oh, I don't pay attention to politics. Council President says every week on the radio program, shameless plug, tomorrow, please, 4:30 to 5:30, tune in to WHA 88.7 and 100.3 for our NAACP radio program. I'm going to ask Brother Alexander if he'll come on again tomorrow just to expand, if he can, tomorrow. So that's why I say that. We don't want it just to be boiled down to politics. Because people who don't pay attention to politics, most of us, unfortunately, people who don't vote, most of us, unfortunately, they sweep it off to the corner and they don't see how this is a fundamental encroachment upon their rights. This is real serious business. It's not going anywhere because Polistina doesn't have support. But it's not because he didn't try. He put his name to it. He wrote a letter. He wrote to our state president. He got on the radio. We had a back and forth. So if he could have done it, as Bill said, he would have got it through. He just can't do it. Doesn't mean he's going to stop. But we have to realize, we, people of color, how a person in elected office wants to take away our right to vote. That's serious. Wants to decide that people who are elected, that he's going to put them out of office and bring appointed people in. That's serious. Now, if you don't want to vote for people in office, that's your right, vote them out. But I don't think that we should let Polistina do that. As one of my constituents said, we couldn't go to his community and do the same thing.
Yes, sir.
I know this is getting long, so I'm
No, we're going to stop at 8 o'clock because we're on the radio.
so I'm going to keep this quick. Clyde Hughes, frontrunner, NewJersey.com.
Right.
I'll take care of the elephant in the room. Seeing that the council is made up of minority members, and seeing that his proposal would change the complexion of the council overnight, how much of this is racial?
Ooh.
Well, the question there.
don't know this man's heart. I don't know where his head is on this issue. And so, again, if we go there without solid proof, we get dismissed,
Right.
right? Because that, you know, some circles think that every time we talk about it, we automatically are just like calling yelling wolf, right?
Yeah.
So I always like to have, you know, as a lawyer, I say to my clients, yeah, you may perceive that it is racism, but you got to show me the proof, because I can't go into court and say, well, you know, Judge, we know, right? That doesn't fly, right? I have to have proof. So I'm going to say this, that this letter doesn't present proof of racism, doesn't present evidence of racism. I think that you can look at the obvious and say, okay, well, if you're replacing, maybe he could counter saying, well, the people I had in mind are all minorities, people of color. I don't know. But that, you know, the reality here is this. We can make whatever assumptions we want. Let's just look at it from the ethical standpoint and from the constitutional standpoint and from a voter suppression standpoint. That's enough. That's enough. And if something else comes out, Jimmy's on the cone, right? As they say. Unless you're from another part of the state. It's Sprinkles, I think.
I bet he attended the Wildwood Festival.
Did he attend?
I said he
was a headliner. You didn't see the video? No, he was there.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of somebody else.
No, I'm
I don't know if he was there or
all
not.
the Republicans from this
I'm
area.
thinking of somebody else.
They go in Saturday at Wildwood.
Well,
Ruin all of it.
I don't want to make this is a nonpartisan event here today. I just want to say, I apologize, I do not know if Mr. Polistina was there.
We got 7 minutes before we go off the air. Let me just say, we're going to give Mr. Alexander a chance to summarize. But could the treasurer come up with the raffle? Because we're going to ask you, Tim, to pick a person, pick out a ticket for the raffle. The raffle, we asked everybody who could to donate $5, and we're raffling off a $100 gift certificate from Masio, BF Masio. Thank you. Thank you to WEHA for broadcasting this live. Thank you, Mr. Hawks. Thank you, Kristen, for doing that. So we're going to let Mr. Alexander pick somebody.
Try not to pick the money.
Let me do it this way.
And while she's doing that, thank you so much for taking your time.
Oh, my pleasure.
You can see that he is somebody who knows what he's talking about.